Hello friends. Today's class we're looking at spinal mobility. So we're going to do a few little mobility drills and warm-ups, and then we're going to get in and we'll just do some nice hip openers. So we're going to start actually in a standing position. I'll get you to just watch this first one. What we're going to do is take our arms across, our hands on opposite shoulders. From there, a little bit of bend in the knees, create some tension throughout your body, so engage the musculature of your body. Create that tension, take a breath in. And start to round your spine forward. Try not to make any movement here at the hips. And then rotate towards the right, maintaining that flexion. Side bend so the left shoulder comes down towards the ground. And then extend, lift up. And start rotating towards the left. Side bend towards the right so the right shoulder dips down. Flex forward and back to that starting position. Okay, so that'll be our movement. So we roll forward. Rotate to the right, we side bend, we extend up, and then we side bend opposite way, around forward, and back to our starting position. Let's do that together. We'll do 3 reps in one direction, and then we'll reverse. Just come into your standing position. Again, little crossed arms here, a little bit of bend in the knees, and create some tension here throughout the rest of the body. You try not to compensate with the hips moving. And any other parts of the body moving here as well. So a little bend in the knees, create that tension, take a breath in, start to round forward, rotate to the right, side bend so the left shoulder dips down, rotate up, over to the other side, right shoulder dips down, side bend, flex, and back to center, and keep moving, rotate to the right, side bend, up, over to the other side bend, flex, back through center. One more time. That was a little bit fast. We're going to go a little bit slower than that. Rotate to the right, side bend, extend, continue rotating, side bend to the right, right shoulder dips down, flex, and back to that starting position. Now we'll reverse. So rotate spine to the left, side bend, right shoulder dips, flex up, rotating to the right, side bend, left shoulder dips down, bend, come back to that starting position. Rotate to the left, side bend, extend, and try and keep that tension throughout the body. Side bend here, so left shoulder dips down, left shoulder, flex, come back through center one more time. Rotate, side bend, extend, side bend, flex, and back through center. Nice. From there, let's come down to a tabletop position, so hands and knees, and we'll go through our spinal segmentation. So we're in a tabletop position, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and we'll start in extension. So lift your tailbone up towards the sky, pull the chest forward with the hands here, and so this is extension. From here, we're going to start the movement at the low back, and we're going to slowly roll through the rest of the spine, nice and slow and controlled. So begin tucking your tail under. From there, slowly rolling the spine into a flexion, pressing the ground hands into the ground. Chin comes towards the chest. Then you can start the movement at the low back. So start to untuck the tail, lifting the bum up towards the sky. The neck stays tucked in, slowly rolling through the spine. Pull the chest forward, and the neck, the last to lift up. Do one more in this direction. Again, we'll tuck the tail under, slowly rolling, spine up into flexion. Press the ground away, look towards your belly button. And then opposite direction, start with the tail, slowly, and piece by piece, that spine coming into extension, with the cervical spine, your neck being the last piece of the puzzle. Nice. Now stay right there, and now we'll go the opposite direction. We'll start with the neck. So start to look down, tuck your chin, and then press your hands into the ground. Start to round through your upper back, your mid back, all the way through the lower back. Tuck your tail under, and then we'll go into extension, starting with the neck. So start to lift the neck up, and start to roll the rest of the spine. This one I find is the hardest movement, that one right there. Lift the tail up And from there, go again, start with the neck. So tuck chin to chest, pressing the ground away, round through your upper back, and rotating, rolling through the spine all the way through to the low back. And again, we'll start with the neck as our last time through. The neck lifts up and slowly coming into extension through the rest of the spine, tail, being again that last piece there. All right, nice. From there, we'll come down onto our, actually just before we come down into our back, I just want to show you the posterior and anterior tilt of the pelvis, is what we'll do on our back in a moment in a bridge position. So from here, don't make any movements with the rest of the spine, but just think about your pelvis. So we're going to anterior first. So keeping the rest of the spine as is, lift your bum up towards the sky. That is anterior tilt of the pelvis. And then posterior, tuck your tail under. And try to keep that just in the pelvis. So anterior tilt, bum up towards the sky. Then posterior, opposite, tuck that tail under. Give me a couple more there, just feeling that out so you know what that feels like. And then posterior, one more either direction, lifting your bum up. And then tucking that tail under. All right, let's come down onto our backs, everybody. And we'll set up in a bridge position. So we'll set the feet down on the ground. You can take your arms just do a cactus-like shape. Now, firstly, give me anterior tuck of the pelvis. So press that your tailbone down into the ground. And I'm creating a little bit of arch in the low back here. If you bring your hand underneath your low back, you should have a little bit of a gap there in between the back and the floor, your mat. And now give me posterior tilt. So the opposite, so press that low back down to the ground. You're trying to, as if you're trying to lift these front hip points up. Again, we'll go into anterior and posterior. All right, so we get a feeling for that. Now we'll go through our drill. So go into anterior tilt, press the tailbone down to the ground, create that little space. And now give me posterior tilt and maintain that posterior tilt as best you can. Just keep fighting for more posterior tilt as you lift up into bridge. Now, if you look at my hips, I've got a very low bridge because I'm maintaining that posterior tilt. So it's not about getting those hips nice and high and driving heels down. Just trying to maintain that posterior tilt. And now, piece by piece, slowly lower the low back down onto the ground, trying to maintain and fight for as much posterior tilt as you can. As you get all pieces down on the ground, go back to that anterior tilt, press down into the ground, the tailbone. And then give me that posterior tilt again, tuck your tail under, fight for more posterior tilt as you press down and lift up just a little bit here. Again, keep fighting, keep fighting, keep fighting. And then slowly keep fighting for that tilt, but slowly lower back down onto the ground. The core should be engaged here. And slowly all the way back down. We'll do 3 more like that. Give me anterior tilt, press down into the ground. Here comes my dad. And then from there, press down, slowly tuck that tail, roll it under, and come back into that posterior shape here. Fighting for more as you lift up, press down, lift up. And then do the opposite. Press the tailbone back down into the ground, come back to that anterior tilt. And then back to that posterior tilt, tuck the tail under, round for the upper back. This will be our final time. Press down, again, fighting the whole time, trying to get more tilt while you press down the feet. And then slowly come back down to the ground. Pause and rest right there. Thanks for the visit. All right, from there, let's come into, we'll actually do some ankle CARs while we're here, while we're seated. So come to a seated position, sitting down. From here, bring your right forearm underneath your right leg. Then grab somewhere on that left arm. I'm going to go for my left bicep, and the left hand will grab for the right knee. The left leg can just be straight out in front. From there, come back to that shape, and then from this position, with the right foot, as if you're pressing a gas pedal down to the ground, press that down nice and firmly, rotate to the left, lift up, flex the toes, rotate to the right, and then back down. Each time, so pause here at the bottom. Each time when you rotate to the left, we'll do it together. Press down, rotate to the left. I'm fighting for as much rotation to the left as I can. And as I lift up, I'm fighting, keep fighting, keep fighting. I'm looking for as much rotation, of course. Do this safely to as best as you can. We don't want to injure ourselves here, which will not be good. And we'll keep rotating. We'll do one more in this direction. Nice. From there, we'll go opposite direction. Press down, lift up, flexing to the left, and back down. Keep pressing down, rotate to the right, lift up, and back down. We'll do one more in this direction. Slow and controlled, and release. All right, from here, we'll go to that left side. Left forearm comes under, comes the right hand, or right bicep, right hand to the left knee. From there, flex the toes down towards the ground like you're pressing on that gas pedal. Rotate in, keep rotating in, rotating in, rotating in, reaching up, and then rotating out. Keep rotating out as you reach down, and then back to that starting position. Rotate in, keep rotating in, lift up, rotate to the left, reach down. One more time, rotate left, reach up, rotate left, and reach down. Nice, we'll go back the other way. Rotate left, lift up, rotate right, reach down. Left, reach up, rotate right, keep rotating right as you come back down. One more time, left, up, to the right, and back down. Feel good on the ankles. And from here, we'll just get into a few stretches. So come to lie back down on your backs, everybody. And we'll just take the knees wide, the feet wide with the knees knocking together. Take the arms into a gentle cactus-like shape. And just rock the knees a little side to side. So that work, that CARS, the controlled articular rotation, they're really good. You can sort of do this stuff every day. If you do it every day, you'll really see benefits pretty quickly. Just stick with it. It might seem like you're not doing a whole lot, but it's very simple, but it's highly effective. All right, from there, bring the knees into the chest. Rock and roll up and down the spine a couple of times. And then come into a butterfly stretch. I'll face you for this one. So feet together, knees wide, sit up nice and tall. Start to lean your chest out in front. Then any amount, fold forward. Stay here, take a few breaths. All right, nice. Come back up. From there, a couple of options with this next one. I'll give you 3 different options. First one will be Paschimottanasana, legs out in front. Reach out in front, grab somewhere on the legs, the feet, the shins, and any amount, fold forward. You can stay right there and breathe. That's good for you. Or second option will be plow pose. Reach the legs straight back behind you. And the feet come down to touch down behind your head. If they don't touch behind your head, you can have the knees bent in here as well. That's totally fine. Breathing as best as you can. Pressing the back of the head down in the ground to keep your cervical spine in a neutral position. Third option would be go a little too far forward. Go from that plow pose to Paschimottanasana and back to plow pose. And just rotating between those two. I'm going to go with this one. It feels nice. Nice. I'll go one more direction there. And we'll end up back at the front of the mat with our legs straight out in front of us. From here, I'm going to step my right foot outside of my left knee, plant my right hand behind me, sit up nice and tall, either hugging the knee or elbow on top. And a little twist to the right. All right, release back through center. We'll swap sides. This time left foot outside the right knee, left hand behind, sit up tall. A little twist to the right. Nice, come back through center. Keep the legs as they are, just roll onto your back and take a figure 4 stretch. Reaching through either the back of the hamstring or the top of the shin, whatever works for you. From here, I like to pull the legs in. If I'm holding the back of this hamstring, I pull the legs in, flex the toes. And with this left elbow here, I gently press the left thigh away from me. Continue to pull the knees in and continue to gently press that knee away. So we'll get a little side body stretch here as well. Release the hands, keep the legs as they are. Let the legs fall over towards the right side. The left foot comes down towards the ground. And then the right hand grabs for the left shin. The right arm reaches away from you. And then with this left knee, the top knee, so it's facing up towards the sky, I'm going to try and reach it away from me to the opposite end of my yoga mat. I'm finding some length through the side of the body, a little bit through the front of that left hip here as well. Nice, release that, come back through center. Let's swap the legs over for our figure 4. Flex the toes, reach and grab, and go again for the back of that hamstring. Flex both toes, pull the knees in. That right elbow just gently presses the knee away from me. Nice, from there, allow the legs to fall down towards the left side, release the hands. Left hand grabs the right shin, right arm reaches behind you, nice and long. And then I'm pressing that right knee away from me. All right, release, come back through center. And we'll finish with a twist. So I like crossed thighs here. I cross my right thigh over my left, knees fairly close together. If you have a different version of the twist, feel free. Shifting hips a little bit to the right, twisting to the left, and then reaching that right arm towards the top of the right, top right corner. If that doesn't feel good on the shoulder, you can let that go, of course. One more breath. And release, untangle the legs. We'll take it over to the other side. You might get a few pops and crackles in the spine, that's all good. Nice, release that, come back through center. Make your way up. Thank you, everybody. If your spine is feeling nice and mobile, we'll continue doing classes like this together, and hopefully you'll feel better. Thank you.